Joining me now is a UFC featherweight contender who's coming off what probably is the biggest win of his career. It was a split decision win over Dennis the Menace Bermudez this past weekend in the UFC on Fox 27 co-main event in Charlotte, North Carolina. Andre Fili is back on the program. Andre, thanks for the time. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing well. Thank you very much again for coming on, and congratulations on the win. Is this the biggest win of your career?
Yeah, I think so. I think this is definitely the biggest one of my career so far.
Were you confident when the judges were or when the scorecards were being read? Were you pretty sure that you were going to get the win?
Yeah, I had no doubt in my mind. I thought it was going to be all three judges seeing it the same way. I don't know. I guess there was a judge that saw 30-27 him. That doesn't make much sense to me. But I'm not a judge. I'm a fighter, so whatever. I think that two judges got it right.
Right.
Also, the judge who scored 30-27, apparently that was his first UFC judging event ever. So that was the first event he'd ever worked. So someone had I read that. It doesn't make it true, but I read it somewhere, like on Twitter or something, that they were saying that was the first event that judge had ever judged. So I don't know. I think there was some fuckery afoot on that scorecard, but it's whatever, man. I got the win. I deserve the win, and I'm happy with it.
What was your reaction when you did hear that it would be a split? Because it's always so nerve-wracking, I would imagine, when it's like, 29-28 Bermudez, and then you hear that. What goes through your mind for that 3-second moment or so?
I wasn't too shook. I was a little surprised, but I just had faith that that thankfully the third judge saw it the right way, and thankfully the third judge saw it the right way, and I had a feeling they would, and I was really confident in my performance. I know he landed some leg kicks, but he only took me down once. He's a good wrestler. He took me down once. I took him down 4 or 5 times. I landed my jab a lot. He pushed forward, but he didn't land it. He didn't land very many clean punches. I was landing the much cleaner, harder punches, in my opinion.
Do you hate that everybody is talking about the scorecards, and it seems like more people are focused on the actual decision instead of the actual fight? Look, we just started the interview talking about the scorecards. Do you not like that?
I don't give a shit, man. The fight's over. I won. I put in a lot of hard work for this fight, and I got the result, that I wanted overall. Not exactly the way that I wanted it, but I got that win, and I'm ready to focus on the next fight. I don't really give a shit how other people feel.
When you say you didn't get the win exactly as you wanted, is that just basically because it went to the judges and you're always looking for a finish, or did you do something that you would have liked not to do, or what exactly do you mean by that?
No, I would have rather knocked him out, yeah.
Right.
I'm always looking to finish, but he's a tough guy, and he's a tough guy. He's a good fighter. He's in the top 10 of the world. That. He's not there for no reason. He's a good fighter. So I was looking for the finish and I didn't find it, but I'm happy with the win, man.
Now, I think one of the biggest surprises to everybody else except for maybe you and your team was that you had more success in the takedown department than he did, because we sort of looked at some matchup breaking it down. Okay, Fili is a striker. He's going to look to stay at range. He has a reach advantage. Bermudez wants to get inside, and that's sort of how it played out, but not too many people, from what I saw, thought you would take him down. Was that the game plan going in, or did that surprise yourself?
No, I can wrestle with the best guys in the world. I've always known that. Not a lot of people know that about me, but I can wrestle with the best guys in the world. So I do wrestle with the best guys in the world on Team Off-Mill. So, I'm not worried about it, man. I'm not worried about anything he's wrestling. I know I needed to stop the shot, and especially off the fence. and I knew that it would start to mess his game plan up if he couldn't take me down, and I knew it would really mess his game plan up if I took him down. I had no doubts that when he started trying to wing those big punches, he'd leave his hips open and I could blast through with the double. So that was what we planned on. That's what I did.
Do you feel like you used this fight as sort of a proving moment? Because, again, not a lot of people were aware that you're this, great wrestler and you were able to take Bermudez down. Do you look at this as, hey, proved everybody wrong, sort of?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I really just, man, lately I've just been focusing on myself, man, and I don't really care about anybody else anymore. Like, proving people wrong is cool, and obviously I want to show everyone I'm the best 45 in the world, but at the end of the day, it's like I went in and I had a tough fight, and I did enough to win the fight, and I got my hand raised, and those are the things that, that I focus on. Whether everyone else thinks I can wrestle or not, I don't really give a shit. I hope people keep thinking I can't wrestle, and I'll keep taking them down,
Now, when you say you've been focusing on yourself, what was it like before this? And when do you feel like you sort of started not really caring about anyone else? And do you feel like that had an impact earlier on in your fights and maybe you didn't perform as well because you were so focused on everybody else and not as much yourself?
Yeah, maybe. I just, there was a lot of other factors going on in my head before, and now I realize that none of that shit matters. It's just about me going out and having fun and getting a win and representing my team.
Did you used to train for your opponent, and have you since sort of moved away from that and just training what you do good? Because some fighters sort of look at training differently. Some focus on their opponent a lot more than others. Where do you fall under that?
I think it's smart to plan for your opponent, I think it's smart to plan for what your guy does well, but I also believe that if I just focus on what I do well, then no one in the world can beat me. So I'm going to keep focusing on what I do well and finding the balance of, sticking to what makes me a good fighter and making sure I stop what my opponent's looking to do.
Now, I found it kind of entertaining. You did a post-fight interview on the Fox Sports Desk with Karen Bryant, Tyron Woodley, and Michael Bisping, and they called it sort of a fun beef, but you weren't thrilled. I think this showed, and maybe you could clarify. I know mostly fun and games, but you definitely weren't thrilled that Woodley sort of openly in his commentary said, he didn't think you won the fight and things like that. Why did you sort of get not aggravated, I don't think is the right way to say it, but why did you bring that up and sort of make it a bigger deal than maybe others would have? And this isn't to fault you, but it's sort of just the choice you made.
No, I mean it was really just fun and games. And I got nothing but love for Woodley, man. He's the homie, and he's a good champ, and that's his job is to when he's in that role, when he's doing that Fox show, his job is to say who he thinks won. I'm not looking for someone to lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he thinks that Bermudez won the fight, that's his opinion. But I mean, I didn't take it personal. That's his job. Like that's still my homie. There was no I wasn't mad or anything. But I was just like I was having a little bit of fun. But I think I won the fucking fight. I don't really give a shit what everybody else thinks. Like I won the fight, and the judges think I won the fight. So, or at least two of them did. So I won the fight. And I've heard people say they think Bermudez won. I've heard a lot of people say that I won. So, whatever, man. I went in there, I fought my ass off, and I got my win that I think I deserved. As far as the Woodley thing specifically, man, I was just having fun with him. I was just playing around. Like, there's no real beef or anything. Sure. Like, that's his job. Like, they're up there giving their professional opinion. That's what their job is. So.
And as far as who whether some people scored it for Bermudez or for you, at the end of the day, the 2 or 3 judges gave it for you, and that's enough to get the win bonus and to jump Bermudez in the rankings. And at the end of the day, that's really all that matters. So. Yeah,
that's where I'm at, man. I worked my ass off to win the fight. I executed a lot of the things that I wanted to in the fight, and I got the win. And like right now, I'm not. Like, I don't even think about that fight now. Like, all I care about is getting another fight booked with another top-ranked opponent and beating them. Like, I'm not focused on that fight anymore. Like, I already did what I came to do.
Have you already gotten back in the gym, and have you started training already, or did you take this week off?
I took most of this week off. I was visiting with family out of state. But I will be back to training probably tomorrow, at least just going light, getting a sweat in, and being back on the mats, you know.
Where are you right now? Are you back in Sacramento or still with your family?
No, I'm back home in Sacramento. I was visiting family in the Seattle area, but I'm back home now.
Cool. Now, I feel like the biggest criticism of your UFC career in general is that you showed many flashes of potential, but you couldn't quite get over that hump. You would go, win 2 or 3 in a row, then fall short. I mean, look at the, Godofredo Pepe fight, for example. I think the biggest example of this, and you can, tell me if you think I'm wrong or not, but I think when you beat Hakran Diaz, I finally thought you had sort of reached your potential and really rose to the occasion and where we expected you to be eventually, and then you fell short again to Kattar. But now do you feel like that is over? Do you feel like you've finally gotten over that hump that you couldn't quite get over for a lot of your UFC career? Am I onto something there or no?
Yeah, I mean, the setbacks are obviously tough to take. Like, people only give a shit about you when you win. So you win a big fight, everyone goes, oh, yeah, cool, let's look out for this guy. And then you lose a fight, and all of a sudden no one gives a shit anymore. So the setbacks, they were, it's just rough going win-loss. But, now that I'm past that, it's just going to be wins from here on out. I've gotten everything dialed in. I feel like I'm a real, professional. I feel like I know exactly what to expect with everything. I just feel like I'm in a really, really good place right now, and I'm really thankful. I'm really appreciative of where I'm at, and I'm just completely zoned in and focused in and on what's important. And again, I'm ready to keep this win streak going. It feels good to finally get some of that recognition I feel like I deserve, and I want more. I want more of everything. I want more wins. I want more recognition. I want a better name next to my number. I want everything. I want that belt. I want to be the baddest motherfucker. I want people that I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world.
Do you feel like you've made is there like one big change you've made in the past year or two that has really led to this sort of consistency, I think, is what you didn't have early on, but now it seems like you do have, being consistent and not having those setbacks that maybe you shouldn't have had. Was there one big change, or do you think you're just steadily getting better?
I think I'm just, I think I'm getting better. I think I've made a few changes, a few personal changes, and I've made a couple just decisions to myself, and I've been working my mental game. I've been working my physical game. I've been working everything. I've been putting in all this work, and MMA is crazy. I took the long way around to reap the rewards. Some guys have a fast track. That's not my style. I took the long way around, but I'm happy to be where I'm at.
Now, when I would assume Monday morning, Monday afternoon, maybe Tuesday, you check the rankings, and were you surprised not to see your name in the top 15 at 145 pounds?
No, I wasn't surprised at all. I'm not surprised. I don't know what the fuck the rankings are about. Who fucking cares anymore? I don't give a shit. I wasn't surprised. I've done it. It's happened before. I beat Hakran Diaz. He was number 11 in the world. I beat him on 3 weeks' notice. Beat him handedly, in my opinion, and they didn't put me in the top 15. So I assumed beating Dennis Bermudez, who was number 11 or 12, on 5 weeks' notice. If Hakran didn't do it on 3 weeks' notice, why would Bermudez do it in 5? You know what I'm saying? I think I deserve a number next to my name, but I'm not heartbroken over it. It don't mean shit to me. I'm going to cash my checks the same way I would if I had a number next to my name. And I'm going to keep trying to get top-ranked opponents to beat, till they can't ignore me.
I wonder, though, I can't help but think maybe you should care a little more. And I know everybody hates the rankings, and the way they're, created isn't exactly the best. But And even though the UFC says they don't necessarily use the ranking specifically to match people up and make fights, I kind of think they do. I kind of think you have that number next to your name, you're going to get more recognition, you're going to get bigger fights, and maybe you should care a little more. Maybe you should be more angry that you're not in the top 15.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I've been there already. Like, sure. I've already had those. I've already been there. I've already wanted that number next to my name. I've already had that disappointment of earning it and not getting it. I've been there. Everything you're saying, I've already done before. It's not like I just decided one day that to feel this way. Like I just realized that I need to focus on what I can control. And that's beat motherfuckers up. So, yeah, it's stupid that I don't have a number next to my name. It's it's bullshit. But what are you gonna do about it? Like I'm not the one that makes the list, so I'm gonna keep beating motherfuckers up and. Eventually they won't be able to ignore me. But, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't prefer to have a number next to my name. I'm not saying that it doesn't help to have a number next to your name. I'm just saying that I'm not going to waste energy on something that I can't control.
Sure.
And so, beating the number 12 guy in the world isn't enough to make them put a number next to my name. Well, then I'm going to have to beat up somebody else until they do, I've learned to stop focusing on shit that I can't control.
So now, with that in mind, what is next for you? You beat number 12 in the world, although you're still unranked. If they had a top 16 or top 20, you'd most certainly have a name or a number next to your name. What is next for you? Do you have any one person in mind? Do you not really care about that? What is next for Andre Fili?
I want an opponent with a single-digit number next to their name. That's what I want. I want someone in the top 9 or higher. That's what I want.
Do you feel like you're going to get it?
I fucking hope so. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what the UFC has in store, but whoever they put in front of me, I'm going to keep my win streak going. I'm going to get my hand raised at the end of the fight.
Do you have a timeline? I know you didn't take a ton of damage against Bermudez, no huge injury from what I could see. When do you want to get back in there? Do you have any sort of time in mind?
No, I'm going to see. I'm going to talk to my management, Iridium Sports, and we'll figure it out. They're always talking to Sean Shelby, so we'll figure something out. I'm not, I'm gonna take this week to just enjoy time with family and my dog and read some comic books and just enjoy life. I'm not worried about it right now, but I will be back in soon, and I want a top-ranked opponent.
How nice has it been to be able to stay active? Because, of course, since the end of July when you fought Cater, you've had 2 other fights. So, I mean, in the past, 7 months or so, you've had 3 fights. That's not bad. Especially you were coming off a layoff. You hadn't fought since October 2016 when you beat Diaz because you were a free agent, could get re-signed. All of that happened. How nice has it been to be active, really?
It's been. I feel very blessed to be active, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for the UFC keeping me in there. I'm thankful for my management company working hard for me, Iridium Sports. Everything's going great. I just want to stay active. I want to keep in there and keep making this money, keep beating these people up, and get this win streak huge. I want to keep getting these wins, putting these wins together until I can't be ignored.
I gotta ask you, after the fight last Saturday, how much pizza have you eaten since then?
Oh, a stupid amount, yeah. A disgusting amount, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
Can you put a number on the amount of pizzas? I mean, I guess the amount of slices is too many to count, right?
I mean, 40 slices if I had to guess.
Really? Yeah, are you dead serious?
30 to 40 slices? Yeah,
wow.
I'm dead serious.
That's incredible. Good thing you're a pro fighter.
I'm doing a lot of things
every week. What's that?
I'm doing a lot of things. Fucking around ain't one of them.
Fair enough. How is everything at Team Alpha Male right now? I know you guys had a great last year, and then you recently underwent some changes as far as the coaching staff. I know a bit of confusion as far as what Justin Buckles' new role is, and I know Holdsworth, Castillo, they've been doing coaching. What exactly is Team Alpha Male like right now?
Sorry, I was washing my mouth out. Team Alpha Male's fucking great, man. We're on a roll. Same as it ever was, man. Like a family, and I feel like our success speaks for itself, proof is in the pudding. We're killing it right now. We're absolutely killing it right now.
Awesome. Nothing going wrong as far as Buckles and all of that. I know it was a bit of a weird situation, but has that sort of all, cleared over?
I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He's on his own program, but as far as Team Alpha Male, we're doing fucking great, and we're doing great, and I mean, things have never been better on the team, honestly. As the energy in the room is great. Everyone is positive and supporting everyone else, and the family, man.
So when you say Justin is on his own program right now, but you said Team Alpha Male is doing good, does that mean Buckles is no more at Team Alpha Male, or?
I'm not the guy to ask you about that, man. I don't really pay attention to all that shit.
Okay.
I just know that Team Alpha Male is doing good, and we're on a roll. You saw Danny and Fabio in my corner. They've been in my corner since the start, and it really is like a family. We all look out for each other. So, one person coming or going isn't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's sometimes people come and go, but our team is as strong as ever, and I'm really thankful for them, man. That's a huge part of who I am is Team Alpha Male, and I'm really thankful for that team. I'm really thankful for the people in that room.
Awesome. Andre, thank you as always for the time. Really do appreciate it, and great catching up with you, and congrats again on the big win last Saturday. Before I let you go, remind my audience where they can find you on social media, and if there's anybody you'd like to thank or give a shout out to, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank Mountain Lion Aviation. I want to thank Rev Gear. I want to thank Purist Labs and On It. I want to thank all the people who put up with me and support me, man. I forgot. I want to thank Land Yachts, Longboards. Man, so many people that support me and that put up with me. I really appreciate them. You can follow me, hit me up on Instagram and Twitter, just at Touchy Fili, TOUCHYFILI. Hit me up. I'll probably respond back to you. I'm a pretty normal dude. I try to get back to everybody. So